Hey everybody, you know what time it is? Yeah, time for the best of list of 2010. Number 10, True Grit. Now I know I may not have sounded so enthusiastic when I actually made the review, but the truth is, I really did love this movie. Everything about this movie, from its cinematography, to its acting, to its action, to the westernized atmosphere that the Coen brothers chose for the movie, it all just really worked. I actually did end up seeing this movie a second time, and I did like it a lot more, mainly because I tried to focus on Jeff Bridges' voice, so that way I could actually understand it. The courtroom scene, though, that is still impossible to understand. Number 9, Inception. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for not putting this movie higher up on the list, but I have a few reasons why. One, the complexity. Did it really need to be all that complex to understand? I mean, I get it. I mean, you kind of want to make it a puzzle and all. The movie doesn't have to be extremely complex to actually be a smart movie. To be honest with you, there were times that I was watching this movie and I was actually thinking to myself, it's like, why does this movie have to be so much smarter than it actually is? It's trying to be, I don't know, I guess it was trying too hard to be difficult to understand. And that's what kind of really didn't work, because the average audience member is probably going to be very confused by it. And a movie should, bring in all audiences, but I don't know, that's just me. I thought that was a fatal flaw for this movie. Other than that, though, I loved everything about this movie. From its set designs, which almost none of it was CG, the fantastic acting, the terrific direction by Nolan, the screenplay, too, was also very intriguing. And just, it's a very entertaining and interesting movie. It's a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to try and understand, too. Even though that was one of my complaints, I did actually have fun trying to solve this whole puzzle. So yeah, that's why Inception is number 9 on my list. Number 8, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Edgar Wright just blew me away with this one, honestly. I don't think you guys were able to comprehend how much I love this movie with that review I put up, only because of Kevin. But I love the hell out of this movie. I loved everything about this movie. I loved its visuals, I loved its video game atmosphere, I loved all those vegan jokes and the hipster jokes. All of it was just great. It's a lot of fun to watch. The action was awesome too. Every time somebody would burst into coins, I'd say, fuck yeah, because that was awesome. I love this movie. This is the movie for everybody who used to play on the NES like a lot. I used to play on the NES a lot because my aunt had one, and I always used to play Zelda on that. And when I heard the Zelda theme when he was pissing in the bathroom, I was just like, yes. It's an awesome movie, you gotta see it. Number 7, The King's Speech. Here's one that I actually expected to fall asleep in, and I was surprised that I didn't. I hate period pieces, as I mentioned before, but this one was different. I think it was mainly because of Colin Firth and Jeffrey Rush and their bond in this movie, because the chemistry between the two of them, the friendship between them just felt so real, and it's what really made this movie what it was. It's just a very compelling and uplifting movie near the end when he's actually finally conquering his speech impediment. Not to mention the acting in this was fantastic. Colin Firth, he does a great job at showing, he's got some sort of a stuttering problem, and he's able to do that really well. It kind of seems like he's throwing up most of the time, but yeah, he does it very well. Not to mention the cinematography was also gorgeous in this, and the direction, everything that was done for this movie was done right and done well. Number 6, Toy Story 3. I don't want to talk about this one too long, and it's low on my list because this movie made me cry. It's a really good movie. Toy Story 3 is one of those movies that is just perfect. The rest of these movies I'm going to describe are perfect, that in my opinion. Toy Story 3 is one of those movies that really just pulled me in because I used to love Toy Story when I was a kid, still do. It's one of those animated movies that everybody could love. Toy Story 2 was actually the first movie, I believe, that I saw in the theater, and I remember just loving the hell out of it when I was a kid. I remember getting the Buzz Lightyear action figure. I love the whole thing. It was all so beautifully animated. It brings back so much nostalgia, and that ending, man, it's just such a beautiful ending. The whole movie is beautiful. It's something I definitely recommend you watching. It's good for kids and adults. It's a fantastic movie. It's a fantastic children's movie. I loved it all. Number 5, 127 Hours. Danny Boyle strikes again with this one. He chose to direct this movie in such a distinctive way that some of the ways that he chose to just show what these characters are thinking were just so unique and so cool to watch, and sometimes even kind of funny. Like the scene where Aaron Wilson is trying to, he's talking to himself and having this whole sudden realization how he's not dependent on anybody, and maybe he should be. That whole scene where he's talking to himself, having this whole live talk show, I thought that was really well done. And the scene where they show all the different Coca-Cola and all the different brand name drinks through his head to show that he was thirsty. That was also great. I love this movie. And also, the acting by James Franco. I swear, if he does not win an Oscar, or, I mean, at least get nominated for one, I might just scream. Number 4, Exit Through the Gift Shop. This is definitely one of the most entertaining movies I've seen all year. Exit Through the Gift Shop pulls off something that not many documentaries actually can pull off, and that is they get an emotional response. I mean, well, in this case, an emotional rise out of you, to a point where you actually want to stand out of your chair in frustration, because the whole movie is about the rise of this idiot. I'm calling him an idiot because I'm convinced that this guy's an idiot. Thierry Guetta. What the hell, man? It's really interesting, this whole movie. I mean, I've seen this movie twice now. I still love it. It's a great movie. You have to see it before the end of the year. Before tomorrow, because tomorrow's the new year. By the way, Happy New Year, everybody. But man, I love this movie so much. It's one of those movies that can really just pull you in. It grasps your attention, and it's just a great one to watch. Go ahead and check it out. Number 3. Hey, the City Island! Yeah, let's get to some pizza and some pepperoni. I love this movie so much. This is one of those movies that was just perfect. It's another perfect movie, I thought. I thought that this was a perfect movie from this year. Everything about it was great. The acting, especially from Andy Garcia, he was very funny as this sort of head of the family man. He's just a great actor. Everybody inside this family is very weird and very interesting to follow through the whole movie. The script is also very funny. It adds a lot of humor to the movie. It's also very original too, and that's what I loved about this movie. It wasn't cliche. It was very different and very heartwarming too. You know, this is one of those movies where I was in the theater the whole time. I was laughing. I was laughing to a point where I was almost in tears because it was so funny at points. And it's just such a great movie. I can't really describe how amazing this movie is. It's something everybody's gotta see, definitely. I've been saying that a lot because, well, it is my top 10 list, so everybody's gotta see every movie that's on this list, because they're all great. Number 2, Black Swan. I was debating about where to put this one on my list. There was a point where it was actually at number 1 for a while. And just recently it got pushed down, but it doesn't mean I didn't love it any less. It just meant that I loved the other one just a little bit more. Anyway, Black Swan. Now, Black Swan is one of those movies that is weird as fuck. Seriously. I was scared out of my mind at points with this movie. When you're like just watching what's going on inside Nina's head, it's the weirdest shit, man. Darren Aronofsky, he really knows how to direct a creepy-ass film. He's good with psychological movies. He's good at getting that fear in your head. He's good at making you think. He's always got you doing that. He's got you doing that with Requiem for a Dream, with Pi. The Fountain, a bit too much. The Wrestler, you're really just thinking about this man, and he does it again here. Oh my god. He's a great director, and the performances in this were outstanding, especially from Natalie Portman. She's got to get nominated for something. I'll be pissed if she's not. And just the whole visual style that Darren Aronofsky chooses to use to just creep the hell out of you. It's all great, and it all leads up to like this beautifully shot finale. The whole, oh my god, it's fantastic. This movie really did amaze me. I'm just thinking about it now. I'm feeling so happy. I'm thinking back to that one scene. That end scene just really got to me, and I loved it. And lastly, for number 1, we have The Social Network. Yeah, this one was at number 2 for a bit. I realized how amazing this movie was. The whole movie just really fits our world right now, and how social networking has become the future of communication, of how we all commute with one another every day. Aaron Sorkin is just able to write an extremely witty, clever, interesting, and sad script about that, and about the life of Mark Zuckerberg, a very dramatized version of his life, but still a very well done one. And the direction from David Fincher is just beautiful, and as well as the score from Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, that is also very well done and really fits the whole tone of the movie. It's very electronic-y, so it fits the whole era of, you know, the electronic movement. Jesse Eisenberg in this, he's fantastic. He's able to deliver all these quick, witty lines of dialogue and just seem like such a smartass, but also that kind of smartass you still kind of want to know, but at the same time he's too much of a douchebag to want to be friends with. And I loved how there were scenes of him showing like you know, his sweet side and his, you know, douchey side, and how you really get to decide what he is by the end of the movie. It's your opinion. It's what you choose to decide about this character at the end of the movie, whether you like him or you don't. I like how it's not very biased towards one or the other, and it just lets you choose. So thank you very much for watching my top 10 best movies of 2010. If you stuck through it the whole way through, I really do appreciate it, man. All of you people, sorry, I don't know why I keep saying man, I sound like a stoner. Anyway, just thank you so much, guys. I love you all so much for subscribing. This has been a great year, by the way. I mean, look at this. 2,018 subscribers as of right now. That is awesome. Thank you guys so much for this. I don't know. This is great. I mean, in June, I was at 158 subscribers. Now I'm at, like, that's fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. This has been a great year for me, and I really hope you guys have had a great year, too. Happy New Year, you know. Have fun tonight. Be safe. Don't drink too much, and don't drink and drive. Alright, I'm the freaking Vote Good again. So long.